Playing with my sister, her so-called friends. Y'all don't even know what's going on. Stop playing with me. If anything, Chrisean will be mad at me for asking the fans to help me help her. But it's like when she called me from jail and was telling me how people not answering the phone or who got her money and this and that. I'm in Baltimore. She told me not to flare, just stick to what I had to do for me and my kids and don't stress. She was coming home. So I stayed put, like she said. But when I got that third day phone call that nothing is moving for her, okay, just love her, support her. Let me see if they'll help me help her. Y'all so hateful. Y'all got the CashApp blocked. Only $50 came to that CashApp. And I sent that to the lawyer, and we got logged out the CashApp. So I trusted a few people to send my CashApp to, and they sent $20, $30, whatever it is, it equaled up to $220, and I sent it to the lawyer. And I have a screenshot. And then I have what I gave to the lawyer. Like the lawyer told Dooney, Chastity gave me such and such. And the reason I posted that post yesterday was because Chrisean was like basically saying people taking advantage of her and being money hungry. She already paid $9K to a lawyer. So why do this lawyer want $12K more? But see, I didn't know this. But I'm finding out more and more. I just know Chrisean said call Smiley. Smiley was the only person answering. Or this isn't that, and call Smiley, and Smiley said call the lawyer, and the lawyer is telling me this isn't that, and he want money. I only had a few dollars, and I gave that to the lawyer. So I said I'm ready to try to reach out to her fans for support, to do whatever I can to get my little sister out.
Hey guys, back with another one. They're setting people up for failure with the false promises of things that are not going to happen, and not looking at it like this is what's going to happen most likely because of how long she absconded. She was wanted from the law for not clearing up her legal obligations. Pretty much it's looking like maybe she's serving maybe a sentence concurrent with Oklahoma from California. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's out here floating around. Now, even her scumbag sister, in my opinion, Chastity, don't even know what's going on. She was on social media yesterday and talking about how she's been trying to get in contact with some of Chrisean's alleged friends. Nobody's answering the phone. But would you blame them? Only ones answering her is Smiley. And we don't know if she's still in contact with Smiley. Smiley did one update. I think that was probably the last time she spoke to CashApp. I'm quite sure the people who are taking care of Junior, or a person that's taking care of Junior, are the only people that know what's going on with CashApp. And it should honestly stay like that. You're not doing anything for Chrisean and Junior. If it's not anything positive, you really shouldn't be in the business of what's going on with them. So today at 12 noon, there will be a live premiere for those of you that missed the 3 a.m. live that I did when I got up early this morning. It'll be a recap. I know you guys are enjoying that. I did get some DMs that they're glad that I'm premiering it so that they don't have to even sometimes do the replay thing, which, you know, there are people that are doing it with no problem, but they like it when it's live. Right, like I had said before, it makes you more inclined to interact because there's a live chat with people you can in real time give, voice your opinions to via the live chat. And also you're able to interact in the video. And like I said, alongside with some of the people that are subscribed to my channel. So this is going to be part 2. Shout out to Hennessy of her thoughts. It's kind of sort of like the ending of an update that she had gave yesterday, and I didn't play the rest of it early this morning because it was getting too long, the live was, and I knew that I had to be on here in a couple of hours. To be exact, I had to be back on here 2 hours and 16 minutes later, which I got on here late, but better late than never. So again, credits go out to That girl Henny. Okay, so make sure you go subscribe to her channel. Matter of fact, the comment. I mean let me pin her channel right at the top of the oh, actually it's already, no, is it pinned there? Yep, I got it already pinned. I'm way ahead of myself. It's that coffee got me racing. I'm like all over the place. And also SL Davis social media news. I don't know if you can click on that. Let me see. That's one way we'll find out. Should say it on this end. I don't see it on this end actually. But I'm gonna also put my link, which cannot be pinned at this time because we have Hennessy Reviews channel pinned in there. But I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then towards the end of the video, I will pin it up at the top of the chat. But it's also on my homepage. My other channel is right up at the top, right alongside with my husband's channel. So that's my channel as well. That's my second channel. I don't want no one to get confused. That's my second channel. So let's get into part 2 of what Henny had to say. I know you guys like these commentary videos with her recaps or her updates. She's very insightful and she keeps us current, and basically no one's left confused because she does a complete breakdown of what's going on, you know. And Sharon, good morning, SL replayed live at 3 a.m. I hope you have a very blessed weekend. Always oh, thank you, Sharon Jones. And Sky Blue 77, good morning to you. Sis, go to Grape Tea News. There's a lot of tea. Okay, and I also sent you a DM. Y'all gonna have to get a pen and piece of paper throughout a lot of my lives, like I did in the past when I used to cover Nature Boy content. I used to give tips and tricks, which there really no tricks to it. You just got to be consistent. I will be telling you how to start your own channel, and you don't have to pay for a YouTube class because it's a ripoff. You just got to do a couple of common sense steps and be consistent with it, and you can definitely be where a lot of your channel holders that you like to watch are at. So just always make sure you got a pen and piece of paper so you can learn something over here. Yes, I need to talk. Link to your other channel. Okay, yep, it's right here. I just put it out there. It's right here. SL Davis social media news. It's pinned right there. If you look in the chat, scroll up, you'll see it. You're welcome, sweetie. So let's get into Hennessy, because she, like I said, it's towards the end of the live. So, this is part 2 of it. Let me see.
And I'm gonna be so honest with you, I'm glad. I'm glad that we're not seeing Junior. I'm glad that Marsh is keeping Junior protected and safe and offline. I'm glad. The sad part in all of this is how you have people out on the streets.
I wonder where can somebody tell me where this is coming from? That Junior's with the godparents. One, I don't know why people are even got Junior in their mouth, because this is only for the 1%. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But a lot of people that bring up the Junior thing, it's just like, do you really care about somebody else's family, children? Not really, probably. A lot of people. Let me tell you why I say these things, because I've seen people over the years, so I know how the game goes. They're friendly, they interact in the chat, they act like they're supporters. Then you start to see a decline in the friendliness. You start to see the shade being thrown in your comment section. It's just sometimes a matter of time before people's real true colors come out about you, and you can start to see the decline. And I always say, yeah, this person right here is gonna have a fallout soon with me, and don't know me from a can of paint, but they swear up and down when they were cool with me that they know me, because they're always maybe on my live, so they think they know me in real life, and they call themselves having a fallout like we had a relationship on a personal level to begin with. So, that's the reason why I say that, because how sincere are people in real life? There's so much going on in the world. I honestly don't know who to trust. It's really sad that, we're even mentioning this kid's name. I just hope that the people that are mentioning his name are not doing it for attention, or to be noticed in the comment section or whatever you're doing. And when you're saying you're praying on Chrisean and her child, I hope you're not praying like in a negative way, because I don't want everybody praying for me, because some people might be praying on me in a negative way, wanting to see me fall. So I hope that's not the case with people that are so-called praying for Junior and Chrisean Rock, because I know there's a lot of fakeness up here on social media, and people can hide behind those screens and do the things that they could not otherwise do in real life, because nobody can get to them. The internet does give cowards an outlet.
Who have done far worse. Right. I think she may get released though through the garbage if they do and not the front. Huh? I think she may get released through the garage if they do and not the front.
Let me say this to you too also. Please don't get comfortable, because you hear me always say Henny's review. Please go subscribe to her channel. If I use her content, it's only right to give credit to that content creator. So I'm going to make sure I provide links to where to follow her social media platforms so you can subscribe to her channel to grow her audience. She deserves that. And if I also name drop somebody's name, it's always going to be positive. And if I say something negative about something I see about somebody, I'm not going to never name drop them, because I'm not a messy channel holder. Please do not get comfortable. I mean, Hennessy review is okay, because we use the content recently quite a lot for commentary recaps, and also to keep us all updated in the community so we're all on the same page. But do not get comfortable dropping or advertising other channel holders channels in my chat. For years, since 2017 having this channel, I have not ever been known to be a channel holder that name drops, because people can take a name, put it in my comment section, and somebody can go and be in the bushes and say, oh, she's talking about you. And the person don't even have to go to the channel. They'll just take the viewer's word for it or supporter's word for it, and then beef starts. So I know a lot of people, when they may be name dropped, they don't mean that they're doing it. But then you get some people that are doing it to cause commotion, or to be low key disrespecting your channel. So yeah, let's keep the name dropping. Especially I've noticed we also don't need to name drop, because sometimes when you're name dropping information, once I go try to look up this information so we can see maybe something that may have been updated maybe 10 minutes ago, it's like crickets in the chat. So it's like, why is this crickets when it wasn't no crickets when you dropped that person's name in the chat? Then when I go, well, where can I find this information on this person? Everybody's quiet. So yeah, let's not get too comfortable with so-and-so this and so-and-so. Please, we're not going to be promoting other channels that you idolize or you love. And if you're going to do that, DM me. Let's not get all, like comfortable thinking you can just free promotional over here on SL Davis's channel, because I might not even care too much for half these channels. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't know capping for likes, but from what I see, in my own opinion, I don't want to really be associated, even name dropping that channel, because there's a lot of nonsense going on right now. So please keep me out of it, and please try not to name drop. I don't want to have to remove people from my lives or block them, because I just don't need any smoke. I'm not scared of anybody, but we got to be grown up here. Sometimes we don't have to be naming, people just to get something you may have heard across. Just say what you heard, the update. That's it. You ain't got the name drop. It's messy. It's just too messy doing that.
Stalking for content. Child.
I agree, Sharon.
TMZ posted. I know. They'll possibly take her out through the back, especially because of things said on social media. They putting her on a Ritz. What's that? What's a Ritz cracker?
Yeah, you have to, Fat Dime. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying,
they're
sis?
stalking the jail more than likely.
No,
Oh,
you're
God.
okay, Sky Blue
Don't
77.
don't put that in there. Yes, 1 day equals 2 days in LA County, but that stopped as of today. She has served her 30 days for LA County.
That part,
Because
sis.
remember, she already had 10 days credit. Let me go back to that. She already had 10 days credit in, guys. I know people were saying that it was 5, but I'm going to go back and show y'all it was 10
It's
days
a
3
3-hour different, Fat Dime. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it's a 3-hour difference.
Leaves are brown. All the leaves are brown. And the sky is.
And now I'm gonna have that song in my head.
Okay, it's loading. It's loading. Hopefully it'll let me in, because usually when the site, there it goes.
New member, Lynette. That's right. Sign up for your membership.
So let's share this
content
screen.
coming soon.
And I'm not even
Sooner
going
than you
to
think.
bother to put a watermark up, because there's really no need, because we've all seen this. All right, let me take the comment down and let me go and show y'all sentencing. So if y'all remember,
and you know what, it's really sad when you get good channel holders that give wholesome content to the viewers and they have to put watermarks up because people won't give them credit. They'll literally use these people's content, like Hennessy's content. She's put in a lot of work, and they'll literally use this woman's content and not even give her credit for it. And you should, you know, because we all piggyback off each other as a community. We get bits and pieces of information, also stuff that we find on our own for them to be able to add to their portfolio on their channel. You know, long as, you know, you do your due diligence and it checks out, you know, it's fine to share content. You got to make it into your own as well. You can't just put somebody's content up and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to share with my community, but it's somebody else's work. And you definitely have to show credit. But some people are ignorant. They will put your content up. They don't want to put the credit to who it is and nothing like that. And, you know, it's just ignorant, you know. So over here, we give credit when credit's due. If anyone that I give credit to is disrespected, because there's been a few times people have got fly out of their mouth on my channel about Hennessy's review. And if you notice that you can't comment anymore, that's because I blocked you. We're not going to do that over here.
Remember right here, she got a term duration of 30 days.
Queen Grandma.
She had 5 days credit for time served and a conduct credit of 5 days, which gave her a total of 10 days credit. She already had 10 days credit. And they gave her the two for 1 days, if that's how you want to put it, 2 for 1 days. But she's done with her California sentence. So right now she's just being held. Right. I totally agree. Not like a Jordan release though. That's how they released me. I was scared as hell, but my hubby was outside waiting.
We gotta stop. We can't, but listen, I gotta keep this real. Chrisean is larger than life because she's just Chrisean. But we gotta stop bigging her up like she's some A-list celebrity. Come on now. This ain't no Michael Jackson, no Janet Jackson, no Beyonce and Jay-Z. Come on. This is a small sector that we report on. Now, if we transferred our content over to some, what's his name? Will Smith or Jada Pickett, or even Cardi B or an Offset or Nicki Minaj and her husband, these channel holders, which we all can slowly but surely wean you guys into new content, because I know I'm going to definitely do it on my channel. But those are like larger than life entities, social media influencers, and the competition for views is insane. It's really hard to get views to like A-list rappers and celebrities and sports players like them. But let's not big Chrisean up. Like, I mean, come on, stop it. Now she's popular on social media, you know, but come on, she's not she's not known like a Will Smith or a Jada Pickett or Beyonce and Jay-Z. So let's not overdo it with it. Exactly. Like
Bodine has
seriously.
given his reasons as to why
Stop.
he don't like her.
And
He's told
I
plenty of the
support her, but
blog
let's not
pages
do all
why.
that.
Like he's told them he
That's like
don't
a
like her
grand
because she's
delusion.
done this and because she's done that. Like
I mean, that's like a grand delusion state of mind. Like, stop it. Let's not go too far with it. Because you're gonna look back at that and say, what an idiot. You know, I was really bigging up this little 24-year-old young girl struggling to try to make it in life, and people treating her like and acting jealous of her, like she has so much going on that she's a threat to them, which she shouldn't be. And you're going to be looking back at how you were acting and behaving and things that were said. I'm talking about to the viewers, not even the channel holders. And you're going to be like, what was on my mind for thinking that? But hey, it is what it is. I'm not referring to Hennessy Review, disclaimer. I'm just talking about people in general bigging up Chrisean to be more than what it is, or her situation, or who she is.
Like, boy, bye. That's no excuse for you to link up with pages and feed them information and do all of the stuff that you've been doing. Jail term for pickup. Okay.
Not at all.
Thank you for clarifying that.
You better look up to yourself first.
It said 5, but if each day is 2 days time, then it's 10. No.
You should
her
call.
5 days credit each. 5 days credit for each.
It's funny.
So they gave her 10 in total.
Good morning, Louisiana Cajun. Spicy. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in here, please. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We'll be on here for about a good hour. And then I gotta
get your premiere ready for noontime. If you count it up for 30 days, it does.
It got out of hand.
Add up. She got 10 days credit. That's how she was able to get out this week, because she already had 10 in. Two for one special. I couldn't think of another way to put it. What I think people have been counting the 30 days wrong, if I'm not mistaken, is not till the weekend. If they count the week. No, they count all the days.
Now, playing devil's advocate, if we can remember, she got arrested on the 10th. Now, playing devil's advocate, what if they did not give her the double days? Like, let me just show you something really quickly, because that might be the reason why she isn't out yet. Because remember, no, we can't. No, actually, we don't even need to even do that. You know why I'm saying that? Because Vine had put out she was going to be released on June 20th. So let me just leave that alone, because then I'm going to be no better than people who are like obsessed with supporting her, whether she's right or wrong, and just got us already disappointed because we're thinking she's getting out on the 20th. But that was not even Vine's fault. It's the people, the messengers, and the followers, fans, supporters, viewers, haters, congratulators, people making their own allegations, running with it to be what the truth is. So if we stay away from that, that mess, those channels, those messengers, those haters, those fans, those supporters, and we just deal with the reality of we don't know what's going on. She might be looking at some time in Oklahoma. She might have to go to Oklahoma. Let's leave it up in the air. Then the better off we'll be. She's not getting out. Why is she saying it? Well, I don't think Hennessy's saying
it's the picture and then the statement.
I don't think that Hennessy's saying it. I think that it's a lot of people in general, especially there's some T pages that just recently just popped out of nowhere. And it's a guy in particular, one person I'm kind of shocked, because usually it's not in the nature of men to be like that. And they're just running around here with false narratives. And if you know who I'm talking about, please do not put that person's name or channel in the comment section of this live. And just to give you a hint, one of the person I'm referring to came into the chat the other day, and I ignored that person for a second. And then I gave them a little bit of time, but I think that they may have left, so they didn't respond anymore in the chat. But I ignored them, like you do when a kid's doing something bad. You don't feed into it because they'll keep doing it. So I ignored him, and then I ended up responding after he probably had already left because he didn't say anything else in the chat. But yeah, they're just coming onto this sector and just wreaking havoc.
For me. So the extra 20 days. What do you mean by extra 20 days? It wasn't an extra 20 days. So what it is she got
I used to cover
10 days
Jaguar
credit, right? So the 10th to the 11th is 1 day, which equal 2. Count that all the way up to today. That's 10 days. That's 20 days.
Tell me about it.
Counting
These
by
men are
twos.
sassy. Yep.
So
worse than women.
Right. Thank you, TT.
It's such a huge issue now.
Congratulations for being a member for 4 months, Evelyn.
Oh, matter of fact, let me talk about my member here, new member.
Oklahoma, not like Cali. That's for sure. I don't think you get double days in Oklahoma. That's day for day. Yeah, I don't know, and I've heard that Oklahoma doesn't do that from people who are in Oklahoma, but me personally, I can't say. I just know people who are from Oklahoma have told me they don't do that. I just hope when this is all over and she gets out, she never pedals backwards again.
I hope so too.
I do too. And I really hope that she handles everything that she needs to handle.
Don't handle half of it and then fall.
The 28th is her court date for James Wright. That we know of. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's a possible. What we do know to be a solid and be for sure,
because they can change
that
the
she
date.
has court with James Wright that day. I think allegedly tiptoed those.
You got, even when you have legal dockets, you have to really tread lightly because things can change while we're even live. Somebody might come to this live 20 minutes later and say you reported the wrong information, because they update quite frequently. Now, I'm not talking about channel holders, because we can't just go by just our word, because like I said, the legal documents, by the time some other channel holder gets back on here, they can go into the legal documents online and it could have been updated. And that's the most recent and current update for CashApp. You know what I'm saying? You want to follow those channels that are just trying to keep you updated, or find channel holders that are accurate updaters like Hennessy, and share the information if it checks out with me. I'm not sharing anybody's information. And if I do share information, I might share information of people giving you an example of why the situation is the way it is with the messiness or the mass confusion because of content that's, out here. I might use that kind of content to display that this is why we can't listen to everyone. Everyone does not, I approve this message, worthy. And I might show examples and commentary videos of channels I might not be subscribed to, or I might be subscribed to, and I got to tell the truth and shame the devil that I would not recommend. And I would say in a respectful, a professional manner, this is why we need to stop this, because this is why we have the mass confusion going on now because of videos like this.
Tip those blocks. Yeah. I said that the first day that happened, that was really suspicious. It was suspicious. No problem, Peaches. Wouldn't it be by the 25th if they released her?
People are so stuck on the release. Let her just clear up all her warrants.
The 25th of when? Next month?
Hey, Tanya Taylor.
Yes, that means go to court. Go to court. Go out there, okay? You get released from this. Go out there to Baltimore, okay? Take care of
everything.
Your warrant out there, and then handle your business with these civil suits that you have.
She says she has
Plain,
her money.
Simple, done. Okay, because I went through her case files. She has 3 civil suits against her. She has the case in Baltimore, she has the case in Oklahoma, and she has the case in Cali. So she's 3 and 3. In Oklahoma is 2 for 1. So they do that in Oklahoma. Ashley, I trust your word a lot because you've been pretty on point. You're from Oklahoma. You've been pretty on point with some of the things you've said. I thought that's why she's doing 30 days now. She's doing 30 days now for LA. Well, she was doing 30 days for LA. Her time for the 30 days for Oklahoma started today. If she's not going to release.
Right. If
Arizona is dismissed, Ellie.
Exactly.
If you go back to the video I did with all of Chrisean's cases, Oklahoma was Arizona was dismissed.
Yeah, just clear it all up. I know it'll seem like a lot.
Does have
I think she should clear it up. I do agree with that. I know it's gonna seem like a lot. And it might be like some little, you know how when you're trying to clear something up all at one time and you get like all these things that are stopping you, is almost like a force that's stopping you from just trying to complete the task. You're going to be aggravated, stressed out, but trust me, it's a short period of time and that will all go away and you're going to look back and say it's all over with. It's going to be like a weight lifted off your shoulders. I really agree. She needs, if she got the money like she says she has, she's supposed to be rich. Clear up these civil suits, clear up these warrants, get your all your probation reinstated, and just comply with the probation. If you have the money, it's not like you can't afford to fly or have a chauffeur. I don't know, whatever how you get there, in these other states, and just do your legal obligations and be over with it. Don't keep doing this to your life. It's crazy.
Case, a civil case against her. She does.
Exactly. Keep your hands to yourself. You're getting too old to be putting your hands on people.
That's what I was reading about, that they did pass a bill. So she doesn't even have to do anything. She can actually get that dismissed. Exactly. So that's why I'm like, go handle your business, because then you'll be warrant free and can't nobody do nothing. Can't nobody do anything. At the end of the day.
Right. Michael,
please don't mention please don't mention other content creators in the chat, guys. We don't
exactly. You want no problems. Like I just said that. Put a Y in the chat if y'all heard me say it. Don't be mentioning other content creators, because all it does is cause mass confusion. I don't need it over here. And I was saying that in generally speaking. So Sky Blue, please don't say you're sorry because you didn't do anything wrong.
That case. That case has been dismissed.
It's sad you can't mention them.
I just pulled that
but
case.
People take it the wrong way and
go check the video. That was just pulled. And even the alleged victim in the situation tried to do a motion and the motion was denied. So that case is closed. I don't know where you got that from. That case was dismissed by the DA. I'm so happy to have found my new Henny family. Hey, Wilson. Congratulations on your 3 months. Jenny from the block. My Henny gang, of course, Henny's content. Thank you, Jenny. Congratulations on your 2 months. During the time of her being pregnant and having to do 120 days community service, how they know she didn't have pregnancy symptoms and wasn't able to. They don't know because she wasn't communicating with them. She wasn't communicating anything. That's what the whole thing was. Like, again, you guys go back and watch the Chrisean, all her cases, the video I just did on Tuesday. I did it Tuesday morning, and then I did Blueface's cases Tuesday night. So go back and watch those videos. All of that stuff was pulled on the website fresh that day from their websites. It's not something that I heard.
Yeah,
it's not something that I,
and she definitely needs to clean up house. And if she doesn't do it, then she's filling herself up for self-destruction and things that happen. You can't blame anyone for why your life is messed up. If you see that people, places, and things are toxic, Nothing comes good out of it. Now you're also seeing when you'll see when you get locked up, anybody would, that you'll see who your friends and family are really, there for you. We can see the Malones ain't there for because they're too busy online because Chrisean is definitely rocking the algorithm with being arrested. Now they're on social media platforms running each other's business. So, China's doing it. Even if it's not about Chrisean, they're just on there on a rampage. So, what Chrisean needs to do is she needs to eliminate these clowns and clean up house because they're not for her. They want to be around her to build up their following and build up their name. And it's always, and if her own family's doing it, the Malone family, what makes you think that these other outsiders are not doing it? Let's make it make sense.
And she wasn't reporting. It's not something I'm making up. It's in the paperwork.
Yep,
like she was
that's to come next.
Because they didn't know where she
CPS.
was. She hadn't reported. She didn't do her orientation. She, had an opportunity to not have the warrant go through because California was willing to, let that drop or whatever. And she didn't follow through with what she was supposed to do with that. So the absconding was there. She had the Woe Vicky case. She had the James case. Like the paperwork is there, guys. And that's why I'm saying she's got to handle her business. She's got to start handling her business. Yeah, she missed her mail. She wasn't answering her email. They tried to call her. The phone went to voicemail. The voicemail was full. They tried reaching out to her and she was not communicating. Now, we all know that when she was pregnant, she was going through some things, but at the same time, this is your life, your freedom. This is your future. This is all of that. So at some point in time, this is where dealing in the facts comes into play. And the fact of the matter is, yes, she has to start handling her business. Yes, someone needs to be there helping this girl along the way because clearly she doesn't know. Or she's not paying attention to. I think that this is going to open her eyes, though, because I'm not even going to finish that statement. I think this is going to open her eyes because this is something that is keeping her away from her son. Maybe you already answered this question, but why did California give her 30 days? I thought the 30 days was for Oklahoma. Okay, so let me pull that screen back up. She got 30 days for the criminal case. Okay, she got 30 days. This is the misdemeanor case with the people of the state of California versus Chrisean Malone. And this was picked up. The charges were picked up by the state for the civil suit that James Wright has on her now. And her battery on a person with injury was dismissed. And she pleaded no content to assault with a D weapon, no firearm. Okay. She pleaded no content, convicted after the plea. And this was her sentence. She was sentenced to probation for 1 year, and that it was in effect as of the 14th. Okay. She did a term duration of 30 days. She was sentenced to 30 days in LA for this case right here. Where the 30-day hold comes into play at is because of this right here, this hold right here. This is the Oklahoma hold. So Oklahoma has 30 days to pick her up. So I understand that that's a bit confusing for a lot of people. That's why I don't mind going back and explaining that, because I know that that's a bit confusing. Some people were thinking that she was already doing the 30 days for Oklahoma, and that's not the case. She was doing 30 days for the people of the state of California versus Chrisean Malone. That's what the 30 days is for. She was also sentenced to 1 year probation for that case.
She's got a lot going on.
Thank you for the super chat, Austin.
That's what's up, Austin.
Hopefully this teach her a lesson to wake up.
It says, if you say,
I think she will do better moving forward. I do too. Her being pregnant is no excuse for not doing community service because she was on baddies. Oklahoma has 10 days to pick you up. If they don't come to get
they'll
her
release her. 11. They should release her. Let me put it like that.
Where are you getting 10 days from?
They do have a certain amount of time to come get her, and then if they don't, if the state
This is
of
going to be
California is
Super
not
Bowl
willing to,
expert. Trust no one but God. Amen.
if the state of California is not willing to have her, if the state of Oklahoma is not willing to come get her, if they haven't set it in stone, she's to pay for the extra for being extradited, because that can happen as well. If none of these obligations are met on the part of the legal system, they have a certain amount of days, maybe a month. I want to say allegedly up to 45 days. I'm not sure. I am not the law, but I know there's certain amount of days. They can't just keep somebody in jail, especially if there's no criminal charges being held against them in that state. So that's really, it's on Oklahoma, in my opinion, disclaimer, to now deal with this person. You know where she's at. She's here for you to get her to do what you need to do with her in your state, but it's not our obligation. She's already paid, what she owes to us, and we can't just keep her in here, because that's when I would believe it'd be against the law to do all that.
Amen.
Let's just hope that it is 10 days. Who knows? You can't go by what you hear in the chat. You just got to go by just sitting back and waiting.
Yeah, she shouldn't have pled to any of that, but that was probably a part of her plea agreement. She was probably just thinking, let me take this and get home. She did what she felt was best
And
to get
she's
her
still
home
not
to her
home.
son. That's what I think happened. But you know what? All of these pleas, if we're going to be honest about this situation when it comes down to the justice system, all of those pleas are a setup. All of them. They're a plea. They're a setup. Okay, so you're pleading out to something. And a lot of people get jammed up taking those pleas because they'll get people to plead guilty to situations that they're not even guilty of. Go look up Khalif Broader. He's somebody who.
But see, that also makes the DA that gives her these plea deals, it makes them a more powerful DA, because it puts a notch underneath that DA's belt. Because that's pretty much a conviction. Because when you plead to something, you're pretty much saying that you did it, but you're not going to take it to trial, because if you take it to trial, you might be found guilty and do more time than what they're offering you. So sometimes that's why people plea out.
Was here in New York, who was wrongfully convicted
My opinion.
of stealing somebody's book bag, and he didn't steal the book bag. He ended up in Rikers Island, and it messed with his head. And this kid came home from all of the stuff that he went through in jail. He was fighting. He was fighting from the inside. He came home and he unalived himself.
Wow.
I can't remember what he tied around his neck, but he, was outside his bedroom window.
You know what? They're the same bottom feeders that watch us too. And I was talking about that. I always talk about it, but I also talked about it this morning. You got to be careful. I see people slowly but surely crossing me. I've been doing this for so many years. I can see how a person can go from positive, always on my chat, supporting the channel, consistent. And then you slowly but surely see that cuckoo, bipolar, bipolar, tripolar come out in them. And then I'll say, oh, I can see it's a matter of time before they'll have a fallout with me. Don't know me from a can of paint, and they'll be not following me or in my comment section to the point I have to block them. And it's the same thing with Chrisean Rock. These are Chrisean Rock's haters, congratulators, supporters, fans, and obsessed people that are overdoing it, that watch us, and they treat us the same way they treat Chrisean. So I can only imagine, because she's got more of them following her when she goes live, or when she's doing something where they can, like when she's at the football game, they come to see her. So I can only imagine what she goes through and how she feels, because they come over here to view these channels, and they give us, havoc.
And this is a young man who was actually found innocent of what he pled to because he didn't understand what was going on.
And a win.
His public defender didn't explain things to him clearly. Like, all they want to do is get as many bodies into the system as they possibly can. And if you don't have people around you who don't know how to work the system, don't understand the law, don't any of that,
But not
and
get
don't
yourself
hold your
no
best
trouble.
interest at heart, because let's be real about it. Public defenders do not work for you. They
No,
work
for
for
the state. The state.
So they're going to work deals. Very rarely do public defenders fight to get you off. They
Nope.
fight to get you a deal, which means you're
They
still
work
going to
with
do
this-
time.
with the
Either way it
courts.
goes when you have a public defender. Now, I
Yep.
don't know if that's what she has or not. So please don't go putting that in the air. I'm just talking about cases that have public defenders. That's it. That's all. I'm not saying that's what she has. I'm not saying that's what she doesn't have. I'm just speaking on if you go to court and have a public defender. This is a generalized statement that I'm making.
Right.
Okay, so don't go saying Henny said, because Henny's not saying that.
I know somebody right now in my real life that did the same thing too, and they got a year's probation. And I've seen them violate probation a few times, and maybe 3 months or 6 month sentence. But yeah, this time they said, "Nah, you keep violating, you're going to do a year this time. Yeah, you'll get out in good behavior, but you're going to do at least 6-7 months of that time, even with good behavior."
What I'm talking about is the system and how it is set up
for you to
fail. It is a trap. It's a trap.
And I keep telling people too, put a Y in the chat if you heard me say this. Don't be thinking that a judge is nice because they quickly gave you probation. That's a setup. Probation is only time on layaway. Period, point blank. They're not doing you any favors. They're expecting you to crash, and then they can just keep you in the system. There's big money into the legal system, into these courts and prisons where they put you at.
To trap you into slavery again. Because when you are incarcerated, you don't have any human rights.
Nope,
when
they
you
get
are
taken
incarcerated.
Away. You're just a number.
You are considered a slave again when you are incarcerated. You don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. A lot of the laws and things that were put into place were so that they can capture and enslave free men again. Because once slavery became outlawed, you weren't allowed to have slaves anymore. They had to figure it out. They got stupid laws. Look at some of the laws that are on the books down south where slavery was very prevalent. A lot of those laws are dumb. They were set up to take you down. And that's what I mean by she needs somebody who understands this system guiding her. That's what she needs.
Well, she has plenty of people that understand the system. They've been in the system, but they're not thinking about Chrisean. They're thinking about their pockets. And sometimes just because God has made them your blood family, that don't mean that they're family. Just because they're your skin folks, don't make them your kin folks. I'm trying to tell you.
And she needs to listen when somebody is telling her something for her own good.
She don't like to.
When you're 20 years old, you think you have all the answers and you think you know everything.
And you don't.
Especially when you get out there on your own. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to act like you know everything when you're 20. When you are 20 years old and you get out there in the world and you have your first apartment and you're living by yourself and there's no adults telling you what to do. You got free reign to do what you want to do, baby. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You think you know it all. You think you done figured life out. You think you done been through some things and you ain't even begun to see what life has.
I'm trying to tell you. You on the honeymoon stage still, honey.
I have a 25-year-old myself. Well, she'll be 25 in 3 days.
I have a 32-year-old.
Less than 3 days because it's almost midnight here in New York. And there are things that I will tell her and she don't take heed to everything because she thinks she has it figured out because she's 20.
My son's the same way.
So imagine if that's how all 20-year-olds start to feel. Imagine throwing fame and popularity and
your
money
head gets big.
In their direction, how they're going to behave. And it's not an excuse. This is a fact. If you're a parent, if you're somebody who has nieces and nephews and you're older, they don't start calming down until you're in your 30s, because then you start realizing that this is where adulting really kicks in. And by the time you're 40, now you really want to get your ish together if you haven't gotten your ish together before then.
Right.
This is real life ish that's going on right now.
Hazy pick. I feel where you
So,
coming from
yeah,
with that.
she got to listen to somebody at some point in time.
It's nobody's fault but her own. So I speak it from experience. You have to be a law-abiding citizen. Nobody is responsible for you but you. That's right.
I'm not sure if he could use that in his case or not.
Want to use it for clout? Exactly.
Hell, 45 untouchable. Hey, cat eyes. Or learn the hard way from her mistakes. Exactly.
Yep. Gotta learn the hard way.
Exactly. I'm 36 and still learning new things. Baby, you don't stop learning things
Until you,
no matter how old you
until
are.
you're not here no
you
more.
are going to continue to learn because life be lifing and life is going to throw you curveballs every time.
Until it comes to an end, you're gonna be learning every day from something. See, that's what I had said too. You know, you got to pick and choose your battles, and you got to also pick and choose what you share. You don't owe everyone your life story explanation. One being, she should have never told anybody about no legal obligations, because you don't think in mass bulk people were calling the police stations in her area trying to get her locked up that same day? Who shares that? There's certain things you don't share with people, like on the internet. Because when you put people in your business, they stay in your business. Period. Point blank. A hard head makes a soft behind.